Hi, my name is Stephen Vantassel, and I am the webmaster for the Internet Center for Wildlife Damage Management. In this video, I wanted to take a few moments to show you how to use some of the resources that are available on the website. These are resources that are going to be more than just simply those useful for homeowners, but are really designed for professionals and academics who are doing research in the area of wildlife damage management. Take your browser and go to the Internet Center for Wildlife Damage Management, and our URL is ICWDM.org, and this brings you to our home page. Notice on the left we have our mystery photo. We do hope that you will take some time and look at it. It's sort of a fun time for people to use. But in terms of the material that we want to talk about for today, on our home page here, you look at the top and it says Home, Survey, Education, and Resources. And it's resources that we want to begin with. So click Resources. It brings you to our resources page. Notice as you scroll down, we have links to magazines and newsletters, research materials on wildlife damage management, research materials on wildlife biology and life history of animals, books on wildlife damage management, and photos on wildlife damage management. For this video, we just want to focus on the research materials on wildlife damage management. So we're going to click this particular link. Notice our next page shows up, and we have what's called General Resources for Wildlife Control, and that's where I want you to begin, and that is the Internet Center Digital Commons, which is held at a new website run by the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Library. As we go to this new site, notice that it has a very simple design, but our logo and title of our group is listed prominently at the top of the page. Now what this site does is it organizes papers, proceedings, documents related to wildlife damage management, and we collect them all together in one spot. But the key is that these are searchable through PDF. And so rather than having to look at the table of contents of 17 different years of proceedings, you now can just with a couple clicks check all of them at once using keywords. So it's sort of a Google search engine for documents specifically related to wildlife damage management. Many of these publications are difficult to get a hold of, and so we have organized them all here for you. Now if you scroll down, you'll see the list of document collections that we have in this center of the Digital Commons. Notice what we have. We have bird control seminars. These took place in the 70s. We have bird strike committee proceedings, and these are updated generally on a bi-yearly manner. We have information from the Canadian Cooperative Wildlife Health Center, which is newsletters and publications. We also have the Eastern Pine and Meadow Vole Symposia, which again is a series of articles and publications related to the control and management of voles, which are cause serious damage to apple trees and other orchards. We have the Eastern Wildlife Damage Management, Eastern Wildlife Damage Control Conferences proceedings, as well as the Great Plains Wildlife Damage Control proceedings. Both of these conferences were combined to become the Wildlife Damage Management Conference, which is still going on a bi-yearly basis today. If you scroll down a little bit further, you have access to Human-Wildlife Interactions, which is a journal published out of Utah State University. And then we have the Indiana Wildlife Disease News, which is published by the Wildlife Services Group in Indiana. We also have additional information from Nebraska Parks and Game and Parks Commission, other publications in wildlife damage management, information from the Sheep and Goat Research Journal, the Probe, which was the official publication of the National Animal Damage Control Association, which is presently defunct, but we have literally decades of newsletters which contain interesting articles and tips on control of species, particularly coyote, which was a major species under control back in the 60s and 70s. We have information from the USDA APHIS fact sheets, as well as research publications done by National Wildlife Research Center, particularly those in Fort Collins, Colorado. Now the beauty of these publications from the National Wildlife Research Center is that many of them are actually peer-reviewed, which are very difficult to get for the ordinary citizen, because usually you have to be a member or of the different associations or academic groups in order to get those documents. But with them being written by government workers, it's against the law to have copyright on those, and so we are able to get those publications here on our website, and again, in a searchable manner. We also had the Vertebrate Pest Conference proceedings. This is the longest running conference on wildlife damage control in the United States, and we have presently 16 proceedings covering 32 years because they're biannual, and we have just received permission to add volume 17 and 18. Just to kind of give you an idea of how far back that goes, is presently the VPC is into the 25th Vertebrate Pest Conference. We also have some wildlife damage management proceedings, and of course it goes on. The bottom line is this is a constantly growing database. Presently we have about 5,400 documents, but it continues to grow as more documents are being added. We welcome your contributions if you wish to share them, and you can send them to me at svantassel2@unl.edu, and our email is on the Internet Center for Wildlife Damage Management website. So now that you have an idea of what this collection entails, let's do a sort of a keyword search to see what kind of documents will come up. I'm going to use coyote because I know that we have a lot of documents on coyote, but other than using the term coyote, I'm going to use Canis latrans, which is the scientific name of the animal, because I want to be a little bit more specific and try to target some of those more academic type documents available in here. Notice how it begins from the more recent to the older, but we have a total of over 414 documents available to us. And if we want a particular, click this first one, we can actually scroll down and get a little bit of a taste of what the article is about through the abstract, and decide whether or not we want to download this particular file, which is again in the PDF format. And all you need to do is just click that, and here we go. And notice how it's 11 pages. Let me blow it up here a little bit for you. And it's done by Miss Puzzle. And we're going to scroll down, and again, here you have access to the full text of this particular article. And again, this is a article written by a government worker, and so therefore is not subject to copyright in the United States. And so this is a peer-reviewed journal, came out in the Journal of Wildlife Management. So this is the highest end material that you can get in research terms. Now, just to sort of give you, for those of you who are familiar with some of the niceties of academic literature, we generally go in tiers, and so going from the best to the worst, or the least reliable you have at the best, is you have peer-reviewed journals. The next level is peer-edited documents, which are often occur with proceedings. Then you have technical publications, such as, these are trade journals like Wildlife Control Technology, Pest Control Technology Magazine, Pest Management Professional Magazine, and then you have sort of corporate publications from there. So you have this sort of tiered process. The vast majority of our material is peer edited in this particular document because a lot of the research just hasn't been done that's going to at the rigorous scientific study for peer review. And so we wanted to sort of collect all this information in one spot to make it convenient and easy for people to access this material. And so again, you can go through and download all of this material if you wish. We just require that you do not repost it up online, but rather you direct people to our resource, because we get credit on the basis of the usage that occurs in this site. Understand that there's no charge for this material. This is a free service offered by the Internet Center for Wildlife Damage Management, as well as the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and we appreciate your support. Thank you for your time.